right, everyone. Good morning. Hopefully you all are having a good start of your weekend. And just thanks for joining. We're going to get started here in just a minute or two. For anybody that's new or for anyone that's watching this live stream after the fact, you know, these Saturday live streams, typically what I do is go through subscriber stock picks. So you guys bring your charts and your ticker symbols that you want me to look at. I'll give them I'll do my analysis on them. Again, everything that I look at, is typically, it's a brief analysis. Sometimes there's more you have to look at. If we're looking at a specific stock, it's always good to check the sector, check some of the counterparts of that stock. You want to see things align up. But I'll give you guys my analysis on the symbols you guys want me to look at. So before I get started, let me know if the audio is okay. We're gonna need to do a quick audio check, make sure that sounds all right. I think I've got my audio dialed in, and I haven't really messed with it, but you guys let me know. And then we'll just go through some general analysis too, just to give you guys an idea of how the week closed out. Pretty volatile week. It was a profitable week. I gave a little bit back on Friday with just some of the moves that took place, but still ended up profitable. Still profitable on the month, profitable on the year. I haven't had every month I've been profitable this year, so that's good. I just checked, and we're going to keep on rolling. So we'll see how things line up. I'm looking for, one thing that I'm looking for new trade ideas. So that's what these live streams are good for too. If you guys bring symbols that I don't always look at all the symbols. So sometimes we spot something that looks interesting and we'll, and then we throw it up on my, I throw it up on my watch list and I'll cover it in the weekly videos and we take action if we see something. So those are helpful. And guys, there's just a 20-second delay, so just keep that in mind. But energy, I am interested in shorting energy. I've been interested in shorting energy for a little while. I've got it all over. I'm really watching it. DVN, I've kind of been scanning some different energy stocks, but DVN's definitely been on my list for a while. This is Devon Energy. No particular reason why I like this one. Fundamentally, I don't have any problem with it, but the chart's pretty clean. So I like the cleaner the chart, the better. When I can really pick out levels and it just looks like it trades pretty cleanly, then I like that better. And this one has a pretty clean chart. So, but I am starting to get pretty interested in shorting the energy sector. I've talked about how it's a pretty crowded trade. Again, Kramer and all the retail guys, they're all over energy. All I hear basically on YouTube is how, stick with the energy stocks and this and that. And I understand they are definitely the winners right now. I'm not shorting energy. Energy is very strong. If using my strategy, if you look at like XOM, I'm on a weekly chart, but if we go down to the daily chart here, you go back and look at the videos that I put out. I think I put out an oil stock video back in November timeframe of 2020. I know I had a thumbnail that was like a purple-ish thumbnail, and it basically said oil stocks. And I was covering that was a video of all oil stocks. They were my favorite long sector, one of my favorite long sectors back at that time frame. And, go back and watch the video on November 9th. I figured that we had a breakout right there, so I had that circled. But basically, that was probably my buy signal that I considered on. That's why I had it circled. But November 9th of 2020, and you'll see how I was just, talking about the oil stocks and very bullish on the oil stocks. And again, if you look at, that's my strategy. I look to buy things when nobody wants them before they've started to rally. I try to be the smart money. I try to be the money that's early. Or at least right at the moment where trends are starting. I want to be I want to be in right there, because for me, that's the lowest risk. It's all about risk reward. You know, I want to be positioned where if I'm wrong small, and if I'm right, I have the potential to be right big. And so go back and watch that. You know, that just kind of speaks for itself. But basically, the oil stocks, you know, you can see what XOM's done since then, you know, and my buy signal was right there. So if you guys are interested and you haven't taken the course already, I'm going to teach you guys in that course how to find these trades, you know, how to find and get positioned on things that are just about to take off or just about to crash. Okay. And that's what we've been doing so far this year. We've been shorting tech stocks. You know, January 4th is where I shorted it. And, you know, it's done well. And again, the thing, as I have some people who want me to like show my profit and loss and show, you know, I just don't think there's any, you know, validity in that. It doesn't matter how much money I make. If I put down, you know, if I put down $1 million on a, you know, in a portfolio and make this much money, it doesn't really matter, you know. I know like there's a couple guys on YouTube, they'll throw out how much money they made. Like Mir Barak is one of them. And I've analyzed his trading strategies and styles, and I don't really have anything against it. I can't find any real flaws in it, only for the fact that the main flaw that I see in it is the fact that you have to have a lot of money to maybe trade like him to be relatively profitable. Only because, you know, he throws down like $400,000 on a trade, catches like a 0.5% gainer in, you know, a matter of minutes, maybe sometimes it's a half hour. So he's kind of trades only in the morning, and then he's out. But if you look at the percentage terms, it's just not really that feasible for making big gains if you're not putting down big sums of money. So this strategy, you know, it works better, I think, for the regular people that may, you know, you don't have to have huge sums of money, because we're trying to catch, it's swing trading, right? We're trying to catch large trends and swings, and so you can build your portfolio over time. Can't guarantee anything, but again, I can guarantee that this strategy will at least help your skill set in reading the charts and understanding, you know, how these trades can pan out, and puts the probability in your favor, in my opinion. So check that out if you haven't done so. That course, you know, again, guys, I put that course together at the request of my subscribers. So I didn't really want to do it, but after I had so many people ask about it, I said, okay, fine, I'll put together what I'm trying to teach here. So it's available for you. Link, you know, you can find that link in the description of any one of my videos. And oil stocks, you know, you can see XOM. So let's dig into these charts now. So this is an hourly chart. I've been trying to find the sell point for some of these oil stocks like XOM. I can't find it yet. We don't have it yet, but look, we got negative divergence. It's right there. It's there on the PPO as well, down here. And no sell signal yet. They're just still strong. You know, the buyers are still in there. They keep buying it up. This one, you know, I kind of have it like that, but now I got to move it down something like that. Just give it the benefit of the doubt. And maybe something like that, basically. That's an hourly chart, but I need to see a sell signal. I need to see a big breakdown. We don't have it yet. So going back to DVN, you know, we keep popping up. Like I see this price action, and the reason why this stands out to me, this candle right here, is big bearish rising wedge, and we're popping to the upside. These are usually the final moves. Like you'll see these kind of moves sometimes. It's the algos and the market makers. They'll pop it up like this and run it up, and that's usually a false breakout, especially if negative divergence takes place, because one, it's a bearish pattern, okay? Two, you're breaking up on a bearish pattern. Usually it's a blow off top, and especially if negative divergence is intact, all right? That tells me it's likely going to be a false breakout and will fail, and we'll do that, all right? What I'm more interested right now, because we're so close to this wedge and the wedge is pretty tight, I'd rather just wait for a break of this support line whenever that comes. All right, the divergences, here they are. I know this, I got to almost reset this chart here, but there's the divergences. negative divergences on the RSI and the PPO. So it's been building and building and building. Doesn't mean we can't take it out. You know, if they continue to rally and it continues to move higher, maybe we'll take out the divergences, but they're intact right now. But just because they're intact doesn't give me a sell signal, doesn't give me a trade yet. Again, I need to see that support get taken out. So these are hot on my watch list for shorting. These should be a pretty good opportunity just because there's a lot of hot money. It's a crowded trade. And these are, you know, if you're long, you know, I think you just stay long, but just be ready, you know. Or, I mean, it doesn't hurt to take some profit. Depends on when you got long. Right now, you know, it doesn't hurt to maybe take a little off because it's always important to take profit along the way, right? We don't, you know, I'm always, usually the way I approach trading is if, let's say, I'll give you guys an example. Let's say we get the sell signal next week or maybe the week after or something because it's kind of up there a ways. So it's probably going to take a couple weeks. Let's say we get it in a couple weeks and we break down with a big candle. What I'll do typically is I start with, you know, I start with a little bit, you know, a larger position, not my entire portfolio, but let's say, you know, I trade in units. So let's say I want to buy $20,000 of a position. Let's just say that's, you know, a unit. Everybody has their own unit size. All right. So $20,000. All right. So I'll start there. I'll have my profit targets. So as we fall down and start hitting the levels of support, okay, the first level of support, I'll maybe take off half. Or depending on what I see, sometimes I'll take the whole trade off and, you know, maybe even reverse for a long, catch a bounce. It just depends. But if anything, I usually take profit as we start hitting these levels. So by the time we get down to the final level, you know, maybe I've re-entered, but at least as I hit the levels, I'm taking profit. And then if you bounce, maybe I'll add back the short, okay, and then ride it down to the next level, take profit. Okay, you bounce, you add it back. That's kind of how I do it. Another way to do is you can just ride it down and ride out the bounces and bumps. But you never know when exactly where the bottom exactly is. Although we can look for signs. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get right into your guys' subscriber stock picks. I don't want to go on too much of a diatribe. I do want to cover triple Qs real quick, and this is just kind of going to be a broad market analysis. On the hourly chart, again, guys, I didn't see enough on Friday to tell me that I need to pull my longs. Yeah, we had a little bit of a pullback on Friday, but I just didn't see enough that told me I need to pull my longs. It was a little frustrating because I actually went to the gym on Thursday and I got home and I noticed the negative divergences that I pointed out in like the futures and the Qs and stuff. And I wanted to take off a little bit of my longs in the after hours just to lighten up. And I didn't get back to the computer until about 5 o'clock and the after hours was closed. So I woke up to a little bit of a gap down and just had to work through that. But I didn't see enough to pull off my longs. Again, looking at the daily chart here, no real reversal candle, you know. There's no, this was a bullish engulfing candle the day before. Not really confirmed. Okay, so I don't read too much into that. But, you know, there's no reversal candle, no dojis, nothing telling me that there's a reversal. There is negative divergence. I think we're probably going to continue to build on those divergences and make higher highs while the divergences are intact. So again, I'm still looking for that 318 level, 317.75. I'm going to take I'm taking profit up there for sure. I've already taken some profit, like Amazon. I'm not in that one anymore. I took profit on that a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I believe. Great trade on that one, but and I can show that, but Qs, I think there's some more upside. Netflix still looks like there's some more upside. All right, so that's really all I see. Let's get into your guys' picks. Boeing, all right? All right, so here's what I have on Boeing. I haven't really changed this. We're in a downtrend, hitting some support here. The support that I had was right there, I guess, at 120.47. So we basically bounced off of that. Looking at the divergences, bullish divergence. All right, so your divergent lows were basically, that was one, this was one. There's your divergences. See, the momentum is moving higher and we're bouncing. So Probably bounce up to here. It's just stuff like this. I see this and I'm like, okay, the market is going to continue higher. Why would the market reverse right here? Like this is not the market. It's a big part of the S&P 500, but again, this it's in the middle of the range. I don't know. I think probably right up here, maybe even the 200 and all the way up here. That's possible, but I think there's some more upside. All right, so. And that goes for the market in general. I don't see anything else on that one, so I would just look for that as a zone of resistance, 158-ish, 158.50. I got 158.84 is the exact level, but again, I could be off. So 158-ish. All right, Intel I think is likely still in a bear market. For me, Intel's on the weekly. So here's the weekly. All right, here's your bull market in Intel going back to 2009 on the weekly. All right, there's your bull trend. No longer in a bull market. Okay, you had a little false breakdown, but again, the Fed was in here during this time, pumping and manipulating, and they're always manipulating. I think I've got strong feelings against the Fed. I think they're kind of a ridiculous organization, but it is what it is, right? I can't change what we have, so. But they just create wealth inequality like crazy, and they just, it's like a bull and bear market cycle, and they've just created this trying to like stop natural forces of the market. It's just really doesn't do people any good. But all right, so there's Intel. We've got big, strong support. I got to get rid of this one, but there's big support right here at 43.78. All right, and this is a weekly chart, so we can narrow it down to the daily. But you can see all these weekly tags. This has been strong support since 2017, many years, and look where we closed on the weekly. It's just right below it, but it's just too close to call. I mean, we broke down here. And then we recovered it the next week, and here it's just too close to call. So I don't know. We could have a big breakdown, or we could hold. But if I go to the daily chart, and again, my trend line might be slightly off. I could just be, off a little bit. So it's probably going to be choppy, maybe, and we might just be doing this for a little while. So I need to see some definitive break, but you get a nice definitive break of this level, and that's probably lights out. We should go down to the next level. Looking at the weekly, the next level I have is right down here, 38 as the next level of support. Okay, so I would say yes, we will head down there. I don't know exactly when. Maybe it's now, maybe it's not. But you need to just let price dictate. Wait for the breakdown. You get the breakdown. You start seeing the selling show up. That should be your cue that okay, we're gonna push it down. And that's a decent sized drop. I mean, if from where that would be maybe what 12-13%. All right. Freeport McMoran FCX. This is a weekly chart. So I think this isn't a bull market. This is just looking at the weekly. Look, there's your bear market in Freeport McMoran. And clearly breakout bull market. We're kind of, the sideways action's a little funny. We could come in for a full back test. I don't know. But let me look at the daily here. All right, so I got support. I got decent support right down here at 30.30. Yeah, there was a sell signal that I marked out. Negative divergence. All right, so that's played out. We definitely have had a rally here. I got to go down to the hourly on this one just to kind of see what's going on. I don't have any negative divergence really. I mean, I've got momentum moving higher on the hourly. I've got price moving higher. So nothing tells me that we're going to, make another leg lower. This could be a big flag pattern. It's maybe it's something like this. And, the major target, like we're really close that if it was going to break now, your major target would be that. That's a potential, but I just don't see anything right in this part right here that tells me, okay, we're now going to break. I don't see any divergences, so we might maybe hit spike or maybe hit this 200 and then spike one final thing higher. I'd probably look at this level right about. Oh no, hold on, I got to adjust it right here. Maybe right in there. Resistance, support, and then so maybe a move up to 43-ish, and then look for those divergences to show up. If they start showing up and you're right there, that's probably the area. And then how I would trade it is I would go to the hourly. I'd mark out this trend line here like this, and again, I'm just doing this kind of rough edges here on this one, maybe like that. All right, so maybe we do this spike. All right, divergences show up and then break and sell signal. And if you get that, then that's probably setting us up for a move down all the way down to this $30 area. Okay. Semiconductors. Well, SOXX, I can cover that. At resistance. So here's resistance. Well, a little bit below it. We hit it Thursday. But 434.86 resistance, that's probably going to prove to be resistance, but we could chop around. I don't know. I think that's probably what's going to happen. We're going to chop around, maybe have a little brief pop above it while the Qs runs up, hits 318. Certain things do other, their little spikes, and then we roll over. But yeah, I mean, there's some negative there's not really. Again, we're in the range, but the top of the range 435.20, bottom of the range is really kind of down in this zone 387.66 down to about 383.50. I think we're heading longer term, so I'm just trying to call the little micro stuff like a little pop up here. Bigger picture, I've got on these semis bull trend way down here. Again, we're looking at a daily chart. See all these support areas? There's COVID. There's your, 2008 lows. All right, so there's your bull trend. And this is what the Fed did. The Fed did this. They popped us way over here. Okay, so where do we go? Well, I think if, we're working our way down to here. All right. Even if we get down there, we're still in a bull market. It's crazy how much they've really pumped everything up. But even if we get down there, we're still in a technical bull market. It will be a bear market for sure because the market will have fallen from the highs, maybe 50% or so, but still a technical bull market. And here's the pre-COVID highs. So we might even, who knows, but maybe we even come down, hit those. I don't know. It's going to take a while, but maybe we'll do that, bounce and start a bear market, All right. So that's the bigger picture stuff. I'm not interested in being long these things right now. I'd be more interested in being short. The long ideas that I've really put out over the last couple weeks, they're starting to dry up. I think there's still a little bit left to go. And I don't see any indication that, okay, it's time to get out now. But the juice has been squeezed, right? There's not a lot of juice left in that squeeze. So we caught most of that. And I'm more interested. I'm not really interested in adding longs. I'm more interested. Well, let me take that back. I am interested in adding some longs. I think there's still a little bit of, bubbly action to take place. But I'm not going to add to my existing longs. I'm not going to add to triple Qs or, some of these other ones. Some longs I am, like Zillow. Like this one looks like it's about ready to pop, but we haven't got that buy signal. So, I'm looking for a move. If we pop, like minimum move right there, 44. And that would be a move, I don't know. That's 7-8%. I would think probably the 200 or 65, 55, those levels are a little more interesting to me. So I'm interested in this one, but we haven't got the buy signal yet. It might never come. But if we are going to stay bullish for a little while and the market's going to rally a little bit more, these should start to, you'll get people getting brave, and these should start to pop. All right, moving on from that. Just trying to get through this list, guys. Ask is asking me how to take profit with the miners. Well, it's the same way you want to take profit with other charts. All right, we want to mark out our support and resistance levels, have a plan before you enter the trade, take profit as you approach those areas. You don't just take profit if you approach a level, but usually, you want to see divergences and things like that. But yeah, that's it. Take my course. I teach all that stuff. So mark that, if you haven't taken it, take that course. Zoom. All right. So this one, I actually did go long on this one the other day. I forget which day, but big breakout candle here. I've got it charted out. Bullish falling wedge, buy signal on that candle, bullish divergence. Oh, stupid chart. Bullish divergence here. Sorry, I'm just trying to mark those out. At resistance now, that level right there, 113.20. Looking at the hourly, maybe we pull back to this trend line like this. All right, that's the buy zone as far as I can tell for right now. We do have the negative divergence on the hourly, very similar to triple Qs and some of these other tech stocks right here. So that's a divergent high. So that's, that tells me that maybe we pull back to the trend line. But, the trend line would be the buy zone. All right. And that's until you see a break of that trend line right there, that's the buy zone. So you want to buy there and then probably trade it up to the next leg higher, which is going to be 126, 126-ish right in there. and then we've got a level here at 136. And I was marking this level. This was a previous, sorry about that, guys. This level right here is a potential level as well, 178. So that's what I'm saying. I just don't see enough signs that tell me that we're done with this rally. And, the thing is, if we're going to get a bear market rally, it has been a bear market rally for sure, but the way it's going to work, or the way I think it'll work, all right, the first part of the rally is impulsive. And that's what we saw, if we go to like triple Qs and stuff, first part of the rally, really impulsive because that's positioning. You've got all the shorts covering and you've got longs piling in, and that's just the initial move of repositioning. All right, the next move is going to be a little bit more of a grindy higher, like just kind of slower and steadier gains, but not as impulsive. But it will take time. It will be the more time that we kind of grind higher. That's what sucks people in. That's what makes people think, well, the market's done going down, because every single day it's going higher. Not by a lot, but it's going higher. So we're obviously done with, the correction, and it's time to get in. So you'll see that, and sentiment will start to change, and you'll hear on the media how, it's now a great buying opportunity and the market's done selling off and this and that. And that's the bear market rally. Suck people in, and then we continue the next leg lower. And that's how I'm trading it as of right now, looking for those higher prices. And then we're going to flip short again. I'm going to be flipping short again. Unless I see something different in the charts, I'll be flipping short again, in the future here. That's just the indices. All right, so that's what I have on that one. And then he says they have weekly and daily positive divergences. Yes, they do. Well, definitely they're on the weekly. So again, I'm already out of this one because I took profit right here at this resistance, but I'll buy it back here at support. So that's the trade. That's how I'm going to do it. I might not cover it in every single video because it's really impossible for me to go through all the things that I'm in, all the things that are interesting and setups, the general markets, gold, oil, and keep the videos to under like 45 minutes. So I try to cover the interesting ones, throwing out trade ideas here and there, but that's why having this as a skill set will greatly benefit you, and that is take the course, guys. It's if you had the opportunity to take a 4 to 5 hour course from an expert in their field for $150, would you do it if you were interested in that field? I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. If I can go see an expert in cooking or something that, anything you're interested in, and all I have to do is pay $150 to get trained from and by no means am I an expert. Like, I don't want to brag, but I have experience doing this, so I know what I'm talking about, and I know that I can't guarantee you guys profitability. I can't guarantee you guys that I will be right all the time, but that's part of the experience factor too. You hear anybody that says they're always right and they know exactly what's going on, or they're just always touting a single stock. That's amateur hour. If they're just talking about Palantir, there's this one guy on YouTube, all he does is talk about Palantir and how great they are, and he's just dollar cost average. He just takes on water and just puts more money in. Takes on, they go down more, puts more money in. Where's the expert in that? Hey guys, I can buy something as it goes down. Eventually, I hope it goes back up. Okay. All right, moving on. ATHM. Is that Anthem? Is that healthcare? Is that what that is? ATHM? ATHM. Auto Home? I don't know what this is. Internet? Okay. Well, it's a tech stock. Yeah, well, it crashed. Yeah, I wouldn't give it too much more room over this 200. I suspect it fails. And in fact, what you've got here for the setup is a island cluster top setup. All right, you got a gap up, and well, it did fill the gap there. So I guess we can't quite say that's an island cluster top because it did fill the gap. You're above the 200. No real signs in the daily that it's going to reverse yet, but you're seeing it now in the hourly. Negative divergence showing up there on the hourly. So what I would do on this guy, can't really make a trend line there, but I wouldn't give this one much more room. All right, you got support here. If you're in it, then I would say you get a break below that level, 34.17. That would be taking out the 200, taking out that level. That's going to be, from my perspective, a sell signal. All right. I wouldn't give that one too much room. You probably run down and fill this gap at that point at 29. All right, moving on. Krispy Kreme, D-nut, donut, whatever. Yeah, I don't like anything about this chart. They just went public, I guess. That's kind of interesting a couple years ago. Not a lot of charting history here, so I really don't want to throw out any opinion on it. I don't even know what's going on with this 200. They haven't even been public for over 200 days, I guess. So I just know I'm not going to give anything on that one. Sorry. If I don't have an opinion, I don't want to give you guys a false read. So, and then GORO. Guys, try to keep your picks to only 1 or 2 picks. I'm just going down the list, so if I see that you're throwing out a bunch of picks, I'm just going to skip it, and I'll just skip them all. I want to give everyone an opportunity. All right, GORO. Gold company. Penny stock, junk stock. Not my favorite, and I like the gold stocks here. To be honest, I like them. That could change, but I have enough information now to tell me that I like them long and bullish. But I like the bigger ones personally. I don't like to gamble too much in the smaller ones. But again, if you are, position sizing is important. You know, taper down your size. Don't load up on these small ones. You know, adjust for volatility basically. And all right, so on this one, bullish divergence. It's, you know, it's going to be very similar to some of these other miners, I'm sure. All right, so there it is on the daily, both indicators. So these were like divergent lows here. You break out. It's probably got this big. You see this? You got like something like this. This is your correction. All right. This is your big. This is a correction kind of bear market. This thing's been really smoked. And breakout to me, like you got the bullish divergence, you got the downtrend, buy signal right there. That's your breakout. You didn't have it here, you know, it wasn't good enough there. But the next day, boom, breakout. Very impulsive buying in this area. Okay, so now you come in for a back test. That's what I would view these as, back tests of support. Okay, I think we're going to have liftoff off this soon. I don't know when, but soon. And watch the dollar. All right, that's going to be, you know, you're going to want to have both these up. The dollar's kind of doing the inverse, but right now the dollar, you know, you had this like breakout move and it's just kind of treading water right here. So it's got negative divergence. It's got the opposite setup as gold. So dollar looks like it's going to come down. Gold looks like it's going to go up. That one should go up too. Just to give you some levels real quick on that one. So obviously you got this little cluster. That'll be your first area of kind of resistance right about there. So you probably hit that, maybe, you know, chop with that a little bit, but you should break if and when. And I don't see much resistance in the way here. So I would probably mark that out, something like that, and call that. So I would say we probably do this. Maybe a little pullback, break, and then probably just run, and, you know, maybe pullbacks along the way, but in general running and hit that trend line. I don't know when or where, but hit that trend line, you know, and that would be a short-term target, or, you know, up there. And probably have a pullback at that point. But again, I'm looking for it the next leg higher in an ongoing bull market in gold. So all right, moving on. All right, HYMC. Is this another mining stock, gold mining or precious metals? Yeah. That's a nice gap up, huh? Yeah, see, I wouldn't have even caught that one really. I can't really chart that cleanly. I got the lower trend line looks a little easier, but I can't find that breakout point. It's right in the 200. Bullish divergence was down here. It's another penny stock. So, you know, guys, just, you know, in my opinion, I just like to stay away from a lot of these. I'll dabble in them, but it's light. Like, it's a very light, you know, I don't put a lot into these things. You don't need a lot to catch a lot on these things if you're right, but looks constructive to me. But it's choppy, but it's holding the 200, so I don't know. You're probably going to lift off the 200 and head higher. Again, I would just go with gold on that one. SIGA. No idea what this one is. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on this. These pharmaceutical stocks, they're kind of just, they just trade off a headline, so they'll just spike up on some headline. This is just a momentum thing. Look at the volume. This has no volume. Look at the volume on this. just dog volume. The whole history of this thing's no volume, and then you just get this spike volume. I don't know. I'd probably sell into that volume, but that's just a momentum trade, not really my strategy or style. All right, moving on. AMD. All right, this one. I like AMD. Let's see which way I like it. Bigger picture, I like it short, all right, because the bull market is broken. There's your bull market in AMD going back to 2016. All right, moving in, and this is a daily chart. Sell signal really came right there. I have it circled. Could have been there, but that's a nice sell signal. Big red candle. All right, the previous candle gapped down and they bid it up. Actually, this wasn't even a sell signal. It gapped down, but it traded down here, but they bid it back up and closed it right there. So your sell signal came on January 19th. Okay, you sold down, back test. And look, lower highs and lower lows. This, to me, actually looks like a short, guys. You know, I thought maybe we were going to the trend line here, but no, we went here. So, you know, it still went up and hit. I think we're going down. We could trade here for a little while. And that's the other thing. You know, just seeing stuff like this in tech, like that's why I think that the longs on tech are you know, the big impulsive stuff's done, you know, it's just not as compelling of a long as it was. So I will be quick to pull the trigger and reverse to short. Just recognize that, you know, if I come out with a video one day and say, guys, I was long, I'm now short, don't be surprised, because I've caught most of the long stuff and I don't want to give back all those gains on the long trade that we just got. And bigger picture, we're in a bear market and that hasn't changed. So lower highs, lower lows, downtrending, resistance, resistance, resistance. Probably due for the next leg lower on this one, to be honest. I got support down here. That would be my target right there, $74, 73.75. Okay, that's where this looks like it's heading, and I'm actually interested in shorting this sucker. I'm gonna throw this up on my short list. Oh, I already got it in there, apparently. Okay, so that is, looks like a short. Okay, that's what that looks like to me. Maybe next week you get an opportunity to get it right at that perfect level, or maybe they pop it a little bit. They could hit the 200. There is a possibility that they're going to go like this, break, and then fail. Okay, they might want to make it look like this whole downtrend's over, run up, hit the 200, and then fail. But I would be more looking for a short on this. The one thing is, on the daily, no negative divergences. And they're not really there on the hourly either. All right, so, you know, if I had to guess, and again, it's just a guess because I just know levels. I don't know exactly how things are going to play out. But if I had to guess, which is kind of a tough call to make, but I would say they're going to do that. Hit the 200 and then fail. All right, but the point is you're at resistance right now, so they could just fail right here. There's just no divergences telling me that they're going to fail right here. And I don't see a reversal candle or anything like that. So, all right, but I like it. I like it for a short. If you get the 200 and you can short it, that's a beautiful short. All right, in my opinion. All right. All right, guys. Let me just keep scanning here. I'm just trying to make my way down through the list, so I'll get to it. ALB. ALB. All right. Yeah. All right, there's your bull trend starting back in March or April of 2020. Breakdown, not a really solid sell signal, but I guess, you know, it would come here. This was a gap down and they closed it below. There, your sell signal's right in there. Okay, back test of nothing right there. just a spike high. I can't quite tell where, you know, where it's going to break down or, you know, when on this one. So, you know, if it made a new divergent high and spiked all the way up here, I probably would like that for, you know, looking for the short. I don't see it yet. All right. I see higher highs in momentum. All right. So I guess higher prices is what I'd have to guess. Maybe a potential trend line here, but I just don't see a short on this one yet. There's no levels I can really target off of. Maybe you got something going on right here. So maybe watch that as a level. 248.50. You break below, maybe you're going to head down, do that. All right. And, you know, lots of maybes on that one. Not a super clean setup. Moving on. Sonos. What is the symbol for Sonos? Is that what it is? Sonos? Sono? Okay. So March 2020, got the Fed pump like everything else. That's interesting, that little spike that came after earnings. Yeah. So that's the trend line that I have right there. Bear market, lower highs, lower lows. Mark out your trends. This thing trades kind of funny, doesn't it? I guess we got to go with that. But again, it's not my favorite because I only have kind of 2 data points there. It's just not enough to tell me that's the trend. But that's the best I can make. So I don't know. I think you probably bullish divergence down here. See that? Boom. And it's down. It's on the PPO. This is your divergent low. So I think you probably run up and hit the trend line, I guess. If I had to guess, you know, and you can mark out this trend line here. If I go to the hourly. Oh, look at that. I did it almost perfect. Breakout buy signal here. All right. On the hourly, trending higher. No negative divergence. You know, you got a lower price here. See this? There's your high. There's a lower high. There's your high. There's your lower high. So it's not diverging. It's just, you know, it's just a little pullback basically in an uptrend. So I think higher prices. You probably want to mark out like it's gonna, you know, it's starting to trend. All right. So you mark that out and watch that trend. That's it. You know. Look for the divergence to show up on the hourly. Look for the sell signal. Until then, I think it's marching higher. All right. And on the daily, you know, up there maybe. Yeah, you stopped here. That makes sense. See, you got some resistance right there. So they check it here. But I don't see signs it's done. So I think you're higher. Okay. Moving on. FAS, that's the banks. Is that a short one? Oh, that's the 3 times leverage bull. So I wouldn't chart this one. I mean, you can chart it, but the thing that you really want to watch is for this one, just look at the, why am I drawing a blank? Like the XLF or something, you know. You know, chart the XLF and then, because the 3 time leverage with the decay, they're just trendy little things. Don't get sucked into that as a long-term investment. If you're taking on losses, if you just got into it, it's a bull one. So, yeah, you know, I think the financials are heading down to 31.24, which is your pre-COVID highs. Negative divergence up here. Yeah, I think we're going lower. It's downtrending. So if you're getting sucked into losses, you got to let those things go when you're on getting sucked into losses, because they'll just mount, and then the decay. You really want to get in those in a trend, catch the trend, get out. And that's how you trade those things. All right, let's move on. Adrian, I already did one. I did your Sonos, so we're gonna move on past Netflix. I still like it long. I've covered it in my weekly video. Energy shorts, guys, I like those. Some of those energy shorts, they're just not ready yet, but they're definitely set up. I'm seeing setups across the board in a lot of the energy stocks. I just don't have triggers yet, so I'm not gonna short them yet. I'm just waiting. Disney, all right, we can look at Disney. All right, Disney. Bullish, you know, we're in a bear market rally. It's bullish. I think we're going higher. Probably this little short-term bull flag, classic bull flag right here, guys. Just a quick lesson on technical analysis. All right, so daily chart here, Disney. You have a breakout. You have bullish divergence right here. I've got it marked out. These are divergent lows. You break out from the trend, and now you're flagging. See this? Move up, flag out. Flag comes on decreasing volume. See that right there? And we should break higher. So the projected flag is, you know, basically going to be something like this, maybe setting us up. I don't know when we'll break out of the flag. You have to wait for the breakout of the flag. But yeah, it looks like 116.56 is minor resistance, but the flag's putting us here. I don't know. So look for that. I think we're going higher, 115 or 116.75, and the next level of resistance, 126.61, and then you've got the downtrend line, which is not my favorite downtrend line because I only have 2 data points, but a potential downtrend line. I wouldn't give this thing much more room. I wouldn't wait for that downtrend line. I'd probably... Yeah, this is a little off, but we got to go right there. Right there. That would be my target, 129. And don't wait for the final penny. You get close. I think it makes sense to, you know, step in early. We're in a bear market. Bear market rallies, they'll step in early. So you want to be stepping in early too and getting rid of those positions. All right. Yeah, who cares about a split? That's, you know, you guys, the splits technically don't matter, and they actually jam your chart up. Fundamentally, they don't matter. So we look at the technicals, but yeah, I don't see any bullish divergence here on the PPO. It's there on the RSI, but not on the PPO. This thing's been destroyed. It's at support, but you got better support right here at 289.44, so I think you're probably heading down there, as far as I can tell. Maybe lower, and then any kind of rally will likely stop right there at about 597. Not my cleanest level either, but lower, I guess, is what I would say. IWM looks interesting for a short. Well, let's see. Is it what sector is it in? Investment trusts, mutual funds? Let me look. Definitely a topping pattern. This is this looks toppy, just with the sideways kind of topping action that it's doing up there. I don't see any negative divergences unless we have it right here. You did have negative divergence right here. That's a divergent high because you made an equal high in the PPO here and a new high in price and equal high in the RSI. So that was your negative divergence. Maybe mark this level out as, you know, they broke it there, but it's a bear trap. So I guess I probably need to see that level go again, 154, before I got short. And then you're probably going to come fill this gap. You'll stop here at the COVID highs, pre-COVID highs most likely, at least for a check. And then there's a gap down here. Oh, wrong. And you're probably going to go down there. All right. So that's what I would say on that one. Not my favorite, but it's kind of interesting. I don't know how much this thing moves. It's like a mutual fund thing, like, but maybe a 20% drop all in all. AZN. Guys, I'm going to run for about 15 more minutes and then I'm going to wrap up. So if I haven't got to you, I apologize for that. If you want to do a super chat, I'll try to get, I do try to give preference to that. It's not necessary, but shows that you really want me to cover something. But I'm going to try to get through everything I can within the next, 15 minutes or so. And then drop me a like, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, I do appreciate that. Hit me, drop me a like. Check out the course. I'm not going to get every trade right, but that doesn't mean the course doesn't have a ton of value, guys. So just keep in mind that, the videos, when I try to point out trade ideas, the best trade ideas come when I talk about the setup for a while and then when we get the trigger. So usually I'll tell you about a trade idea and a trade setup for a couple weeks, typically is what it lasts. And then we get the trigger and then boom, we hit it. We make all our money. And then once it started to play out, it gets a little trickier to call the zigs and zags, the ups and downs, the day to day. So, that's a little trickier, but it's a lot more high probability when we have a good setup and we get a good entry. So that's what my trading strategy will teach you, is how to get those good entries, catch those high probability moves. So check that out. Which one? AZN. Another pharmaceutical. Well, you got a bullish trend for sure. And you're riding that trend. So that's it. Bigger picture, you're riding a trend. Until that trend breaks, it's bullish, Not even this is not even a divergent high, so it's bullish. That's all I see. Could come down to the trend. I don't, maybe you do that. And I'm sure that's a big drop. Where's that? 10%. I can't say for sure if it's going to do that, but it could. But bigger picture, it's bull trending. So until I see, until you see a break of that trend. All right, moving on. Sorry if I'm skipping you. Just trying to go through different ones. All right. SQ. All right, let's look at SQ. These are I'm interested in these ones. I like. All right, so there's big support right there on SQ, 83.32. You can see all the tags of resistance on that one. All right, so let's zoom in and see what we got going on around this level. Kind of interesting. I don't have a great read on it, to be honest. Struggling around this level, isn't it? I don't know. It doesn't, it's not clean enough to say this was a bear trap where you broke down and then recovered and then you're going to rally. It's struggling. So it's, but it's really choppy too. So, could be bear flagging. There is the potential for that right here. Something like that. And it's a big flag, it's like that. You mark it down. And then that puts us up down to here, and I'd probably just say there. I'd probably just go with this one here. So maybe it's got lower to go down here at $50, I wouldn't go long on this one. I kind of wanted to say it would be a good long because I know it's been sold down, but I don't know. It doesn't look good enough to me. I'd probably go with that bear flag. Yeah. Maybe wait for a break of the bear flag for an impulsive move down to 50 bucks. All right, moving on. Tesla. So we rallied into resistance right here. I did notice that. Oh, let me get rid of that. Stupid text. Right there, resistance at about 780. Okay, that was former support. We had that marked out. Resistance. I think Tesla's going lower, guys. You know, I didn't grab it here. I wasn't able to short it here. I was still kind of focused on the long trades and looking more for long side setups. But yeah, I think it's going lower. Down 9%. It closed at support, which is about this 701. Some support there. Not a ton of support, but there's support there. We break, which I think we have a good probability of breaking this level at about 700. Then next up, that target I've been talking about for a long time at about 550. All right. That's where I think it's going. And probably a lot lower. Tesla's ridiculous in terms of where it's priced at. So I think it's going lower. Maybe wait for the break of that 700, but and that's not, you know, the only objective areas to short were here at 780, or if you break the 700. Anywhere in here, it just doesn't make any sense. So I would just wait for a break. And yeah. And yeah, it's probably going down to 550. I've thought Tesla's heading to 550 for quite a while, and it continues to trend down. Trend line, Facebook trend line from 2018 low to COVID low hits last month low bottom. Let me look. Yeah, well, you got 3 reactions, so that's definitely a trend line now. We didn't have 3 before. We got 1, 2. Yeah, oh, and clearly the market's 3. All right, and they gapped it up, so the market cared about that. So we'll, you watch that trend line. That makes sense to me now. Bullish divergence. That was a divergent low. Could be a short-term bottom. We've got, let's look at this. Can't really make a clean trend line here on the daily. Let me go to the hourly and see what we got going on. Yeah. Can't make anything clean on that one. Sorry, guys. I'm flipping between tools trying to... Yeah. I can't make anything super clean on the marking that out. So I don't know, but I would watch that trend line. You could buy at that trend line. That would make sense to be objectively go long, especially if you keep the bullish divergence intact. That would be objective. All right, for a long, could be a short-term bottom. Big gap to fill up here. So yeah, if we're gonna have a bear market rally, we could rally up and fill this gap, or this is a humongous gap. So I don't know if we fill this gap. That to me looks like the trap. These people aren't going to get their money back for a long, long time, in my opinion. But right here, this is where I'd say, right there. If we're, maybe what you could do, it's objective to buy down here as long as the divergences are there. Give it a little room because they might do a little stop rate thing where they dip it below, try to take out some stops, But and then up to here. The 200's heading down. Maybe you go like this: break, recover, run up, hit the 200, hit that big level of resistance, and that's all she wrote. And then down you go. All right. Adrian, I've covered a bunch of yours already, so I gotta get to other people. Kailu, hey, let me look at that for you. Thanks for the super chat. MRNA and BIDU. Well, I didn't. Somebody else wanted BIDU, so I can do both of those. MRNA, Moderna, obviously a spotlight thing during COVID. Bull rally. Sell signal here, back. These are the objective shorting areas. You can short here on the sell signal or here on the back test. Beautiful short right there if you could have gotten it, but you know, you never know if a back test is going to come, but yeah, definitely. And then downtrending. Look, you hit resistance, you got rejected. This thing's going lower. All right, that's basically it. Yeah, down. Yeah, I would say down here. 95.50, next level. That's all I got for right now. So 95.50, right in the middle. So it's, for me, it's like there's nothing here. But a rally into resistance is a shorting opportunity. You know, and that's support. Right in the middle, no man's land. BIDU. Downtrending, walking down the 200. You're at the 200 now. You got a little bit of a trend line like there. And you're at resistance. All right. You don't have negative divergence on the daily. Usually you don't get it on the daily. Usually only in the hourly is where it really shows up half the time. And you do have it on the hourly. So to me, this looks like a short. All right, you're right here, anywhere up here. You could pop up. Maybe you do a little stop raid. That's really what you want to see. I mean, you know, if you pop above, give everyone hope. We're breaking trend. Everything's great. We're above the 200. Fail, and then that. To me, that would be the best signal. Is if it pops the 200 and then fails back below, boom, short that sucker. That's how I would treat it at least. And kind of like this. See this? Look, you're right there at the 200. You pop above it, close below. Finally pop above and close above. Pop, you're way up here. Everything's great. Everything's perfect. Next day, very next day, gap down, short that sucker. Boom, right there. And if you did that, you know, boom, you got that. Well, that was a drop of 15% that you would have got on that short trade. And then they did it again. Popped up and popped above the 200. They sold into it. It just shows weakness at the 200. Short that sucker. All right. Boom. Way down. This one's pretty volatile, so, you know. But that's, again, just going back to the scenario I was talking about, a little spike above and then a failure. Okay. Moving on. Just a couple more guys. I can't get to everyone's. I apologize. Why did I raise my price in the course? Well, someone asked that. Well, first of all, I had the course priced at $99 for over a year and a half. So if you wanted to take advantage of that price, you could have. Just like everything else, you know, the money's losing value. So the course provides a ton of value, all right? And to charge, you know, a $50 increase, I felt like was prudent. I think it's, honestly, I think that, you know, I could sell the course for $500 and still have people signing up for it and still finding value. I mean, at a certain price, the value wouldn't be there, but I think $500, it's still worth the value because I know that people have this year, if you've taken the course and you understand the trade ideas and the concepts that I've been teaching in my daily videos, and you're finding your own trade ideas, you've easily made $500. You make that in one trade, all right, one day. It's a, you know, so it pays for itself. So anything that can pay for itself within a day, there's tons of value there. No guarantees or anything, but so I raised the price because prices got to go up. You know, there's still a ton of value there. I felt like it was underpriced. That was kind of my introductory price. I put it out there. I wanted to make it affordable. It's still affordable. Still a lot of value, guys. We're talking about $50 here. I mean, what is that in the big picture of having a skill set for generating revenue in the market? You know. But look, if you don't want to take it, don't take it. That's okay. You know, you can follow along on my videos. All right, couple more. I'm just trying to go. I got to just scan a couple now and just see which ones are interesting because I got to get going. Wheat's selling off. I know that. Hey there, Neil. Neil Kaufman. He's been with me for a while. Appreciate the continued support. I know lots of you guys have been with, you know, I've grown this channel over the years. It's, you know, starting from 0 and, you know, it's relatively slow growth. That's all right. But so a lot of people that I've seen, you know, seen around for a while. BMY. I think I've traded that one before. Let's look at this one. And I don't know who submitted that one. Oh, Bristol Myers Squibb. Topping out a little bit. Negative divergence. All right, both definitely topping out. These healthcare stocks, they're another one that I'm kind of been watching for a short. I haven't found it yet, but I'm looking. So I'd probably go with that. Kind of this topping pattern. These are divergent highs. We're looking for a break. All right, so that would be... So I'd go with this. You know, it's not a sell signal, but if it does break, you probably head down to this level, 69.40, and then the 200. That would bring us to XLV. So we haven't broken our bull trend in XLV. Here's the weekly. And you look at the 2009 lows. Here's your bull market in XLV. And look, we're still above trend. So we don't have a sell signal in XLV yet, which means that things like BMY are still going to kind of hold up there and top out. So they might top out for a year, you know, or we don't know, before they break. So no sell signals, but yeah, they're on watch. All right, and then let's see here. Yeah, I like shorting XOM. Not yet, but they're setups. The oil stocks are short setups. Roku, well, Kathy's a joke. If you guys don't, that's such a joke. She's just a retail pump artist. They have, look at this. So look, all right. So Roku's not a buy signal yet, guys. We bought it down here. I bought it down here. Looked like a good spot to buy. I bought it. We rallied up to resistance. I got rid of it. I was looking for the breakout. We don't have that breakout, all right? The breakout of this bearish or bullish falling wedge. Now, I think we will get it. It's set up for a bear market rally, but we don't have it yet. So it could show up next week. Who knows? But for me, the trade was this. Here, rallied up to resistance, sell it, wait for the breakout. No breakout, no re-entry. All right, I'll buy it down here again. All right, or I'll buy it on a breakout. But that's the only, I'm not interested in any price action that happens within the wedge. And if we do break out, we should run up to this 138. So I'm interested in it, but it's just not there yet. And Kathy's been buying it. Well, she probably sees this too. Has to put money to work, and they have to, you know, if they have a bullish setup, then from a funds perspective, it makes sense to start maybe putting that money to work, because for one, it has a higher probability that this is a pattern that's going to break to the upside and you'll eventually start making money. And two, the quicker you get that money put to work, the quicker you get to generate fees, right? That's how they make their money. So they're more interested in just getting that money to work. They obviously want to put it into positions and things that have good setups, but they're not as interested in getting the perfect entry, because they don't make money. You know, they make money on fees. They got to put that money to work and then over time make their fees. And so That's it. 2 more, then I'm going to wrap up. Guys, which one? So let me know what you guys think of the live streams, Drop me a thumbs up. Check out the course. Hopefully you guys are finding value in these live streams. They do take some time on my Saturday. Someone asked if I lost my voice. Well, it's a lot of talking. And yeah, so. Yeah, see, lots of people have found value in the course. I do appreciate that. It makes me feel like at least I'm helping you guys out with something, At the end of the day, I'm transferring some knowledge that I have to you. And I just don't want to give it away for free. I'm a firm believer that, for one, you'll value it more, you'll pay attention more, and then 2, I think if you're good at something and you understand a skill set, life's too short to just give everything away for free, right? You don't have to charge a fortune, but I don't think you need to give it away for free either. And that's what I believe, I spent my time doing it. I only have so much time on this world, So, that's it. But hopefully, I'm glad that a lot of you guys are finding value in it and saying it's good, because it's I think it's a good course. Maybe I don't do the best job of a super polished presentation. I really just try to break it down into nitty gritty. Here is the information you need. I'm not an entertainer, If you guys want entertainment, go watch Meet Kevin. To me, I think that's just a waste of your life, because he's not, I'm trying to make money and then enjoy life and then go spend the money or, buy things, put money away for my kids, things like that, and watching someone who just tells you about the daily stock report. The guy just is he's like a news reporter. He basically is just looking for ideas to get people to watch his YouTube channel, because he just makes money off of it. So he's not really helping you make money. He'll act like he is, and he's got all these courses of hey, I bought all this real estate in a bull market, and look how smart I am. And yeah, look at how he's done in the bear market. All right, the guy, he's just don't confuse brains for a bull market. In a bear market, you see how actual people perform. And everybody can gain in a bull market. You just put money into anything and just sit back, and you get bailed out, and eventually it goes higher. But in a bear market, if your guys is broker and stuff, if you have a broker or whatever, and they're not performing for you in the bear market, then they're not that good, to be honest. They're just money, man. They just put money into some index fund and hope things go higher. They're no different than what you and I could do. All right, so I've got some money in a foreign account. It's up for the year. All right, not by a lot, but maybe by, I don't know, 2 or 3%, I think, if I work it out. But the S&P 500 down almost 20% at the lows. My account up 3%. I'm outperforming vastly. So, all right, one more, guys, and then I'm gonna wrap up. Which one would you like me to do? I don't have a channel for, if you want to communicate with me, if you're a student of mine and you want to communicate with me, you can submit comments in the course. I use Teachable as the platform. But I can't, and I see them. I see the comments. I don't respond to all of them. I don't want to dedicate my time to, holding your hand and give you a one-on-one, because you bought the course. But if it's something that I see that validates a response, I will respond. I'm not going to go through trade ideas on the course, individual trade ideas. Again, I don't have a live stream. I don't do a live stream, a daily live stream. I don't have a membered paid trading room or anything like that. I do it because I don't want to lock up my time. All right, my time is very valuable to me, and I don't want to. I don't want to, have you guys pay a monthly thing, and then I'm not doing my job, and I'm just taking your money. If I was to take your money for a monthly service, I would feel that I need to provide, that value for you. And right now, I'm just not really interested. I don't need the money, and it's not so much that I just am not interested in doing it. Maybe in the future, I do enjoy talking charts and stuff, but for right now, I'm just not doing it. So, all right, last one. DraftKings, all right. And the reason why I did this one is I kind of like it as a long setup. I've got it charted. To me, this does look decent. Now, here's what I'm looking for. It's just a setup, not a trade, guys, so I definitely want to point that out. Doesn't have the perfect setup for us yet, but RSI divergence for sure, bullish divergence. PPO, not really there, all right? Not really bullish divergence on the PPO. So mixed on that. I do like the breakdown here and the recovery, all right? That's a bear trap. Okay, we have a bullish, it's not really a bullish falling wedge. It's kind of a bullish downward channel. But I do like that right there, that bear trap. Bullish divergence on one, not on the other. What I need to see is a breakout. I need to see that we don't have it yet, but I need to see a bullish breakout. Wherever that might come. All right, until I get that, I'm not interested in a long, but it is a setup. I mean, this thing has absolutely collapsed. They could go bankrupt for all I know. I don't even know. Look at where they IPO'd at. Back here at about $10. This must have been a SPAC. I know those SPACs came in at like $10. What a joke those things are, I got to tell you. So, I don't know if this was a SPAC or not, but it looks like it. Maybe we're going to run down and make a new low and put in the bullish divergence on the PPO and then rally. I'm only interested on this one if I can get the bullish breakout, okay? That's it. I don't want it down here. We're just too close to like rock bottom prices where I just don't know what's going on with this company. But if I get some bullish price action, you could get a pretty good short squeeze and a bear trap or a bear market rally. And so I'll be on lookout for that. And then if you get that big level of resistance is right up here at about 27.69. And then you've got another level of resistance. This one looks decent to me at about 18.51. Okay, so there's the setup. No actionable trade on that one. Oh, it was a SPAC. Interesting. Yeah. See, it's just you can just tell because it's. I just knew it that those SPACs IPO at like $10 or something. They just, and then the mania pump, which started in 2020. It's just we were just in a mania phase of the market. There was liquidity and everybody was buying all the garbage. And yeah, that guy's a joke too. That Chamath guy. That guy is a joke. He's a pumper. Like, I remember when they did the GameStop, when GameStop was running, and Chamath got in there and was like, should I buy GameStop? And yeah, he just pumped it. He bought it. He bought like calls and then sold them a day later, a couple days, maybe a week. I don't know. It was a couple days later, I'm pretty sure, because that thing didn't last too long. So he just got in there, let everyone know, pumped the mania, and then dumped it. And, he acts like he's like a Robin Hood guy, like here for the people, or, when really he's just taking advantage. That's all I got, guys. So you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your time off. See you guys on Monday. Bye.